of all the different types of Imperial Guards. Imperial Guards were an elite unit of the Galactic Empire's armed forces. They were distinguishable by their long robes and their Mandalorian and Sun Guard influenced helmets. The most well-known Imperial Guards were the Emperor's Royal Guards. The Emperor's Royal Guards were tasked with the protection of Emperor Palpatine and answered only to him. They were picked from the most elite stormtroopers from various units in the Imperial military, and underwent rigorous training programs designed to build a sense of extreme loyalty to the Emperor, with students often being forced to kill each other in live combat. This ensured that the Emperor only had the best of the best as Royal Guards. The Royal Guards wore matching sets of scarlet robes, with battle armor underneath, as well as helmets. The armor they wore underneath their robes provided superior protection to that of the normal Imperial armor. They were armed with force pikes that they used for crowd control, self-defense, and even as tools of torture. In addition, they were trained in the use of many common and exotic weapons and martial arts, such as Ichani art. They also carried a concealed heavy blaster pistol. They were also given a specialized red TIE interceptor, which they usually used when escorting the Emperor's shuttle. Next are the Emperor's Shadow Guards. The Emperor's Shadow Guard was an organization of elite Force-sensitive soldiers recruited from the defeated remnants of the Sun Guard. Silent and enigmatic warriors that received orders directly from Emperor Palpatine himself, and often were sent to eliminate suspected Jedi and other Force users. These guardsmen demonstrated Force powers of their own, which led many to suspect they were in fact former Jedi that had been captured, tortured, and brainwashed by Palpatine. But this was a rumor that was never proven. They were capable of using a range of Force abilities, such as Force Lightning, Force Repulse, Force Push, Force Choke, and Force Maelstrom. However, due to Palpatine's wariness of Force users, the members of the Shadow Guard were not especially strong in the Force. Their appearance was identical to the Royal Guard, except their armor and robes were black and their visor red. Like the Royal Guard's armor, the Shadow Guard's armor provided them with a great deal of protection, making them both functional as well as ceremonial in purpose. Their primary weapon was a lightsaber with the red beam extending from the tip of the weapon. In addition to this, their equipment included a heavy blaster pistol as well as a utility belt that included a med pack. Next are the Imperial Sovereign Protectors. The Imperial Sovereign Protectors were the most elite cadre of guardsmen in the Imperial service. The uniforms of the Sovereign Protectors were similar in appearance to the standard garb of the Emperor's Royal Guards, although with several distinctions. Namely, they possessed a black chestplate and gauntlets. Their helmet's front was colored black and the rest was red. They wore a black cape, and in some cases, they wore ornate armor with hoods and a scythe-like force pike. Only the best of the elite Emperor's Royal Guards were specially chosen to become Sovereign Protectors. They endured years of selection procedures and training aimed at achieving perfection in soldiering. Their combat training also included the use of heavy blaster pistols and the deadly double vibro blade. They also had access to the Emperor's Royal Guard TIE interceptors and often were sent on extremely vital missions. Sovereign Protectors would eventually receive rudimentary training from the senior dark side adepts to wield the dark side of the Force, although not enough to be any threat to Palpatine. The most exceptional Sovereign Protectors were eventually eligible for training as a Dark Jedi. Next are the Saber Guards. The Saber Guards were a group of Force-sensitive soldiers created from the Saber program. Unlike the other Imperial Guards, Saber Guards were trained on Kamino, rather than Yenkor. They were known to have some degree of Force potential, such as Force resistance and saber throw, though their main area of expertise was in lightsaber combat, in which they utilized two lightsabers that emitted red-colored blades. They wore bronze-colored armor, which was resistant to lightsabers. Next are the Imperial Senate Guards. The Imperial Senate Guards inherited the duty to protect senators and accompany them as they traveled the galaxy. However, their true purpose was to ensure that the Imperial senators remained loyal to Emperor Palpatine. The Imperial Senate Guards' armor was a blue-colored version of the red suits worn by the Royal Guards. They were trained solely in melee combat and equipped with Cortosis staffs. Additionally, the guards were also carried personal energy shields that were powerful enough to deflect lightsaber attacks. Outwardly, the Imperial Senate Guard preserved the tradition of their predecessors by serving as protectors of the senators of the Galactic Empire. However, their main loyalty was to Emperor Palpatine. Other duties of the Guardsmen included protection of key Imperial installations and high-ranking officials, assassination missions, and hunting for Force-sensitive beings. Last are the Imperial Senate Sentinels. The Imperial Senate Sentinels were a subdivision of the Imperial Senate Guard who served Emperor Palpatine. They were charged with protecting the Jedi Temple on Coruscant from looters and especially trained to kill Jedi. They dressed similarly to the Royal Guards, but their armor and robes were gray and white rather than red, and their helmets resembled those of late Clone Wars-era Senate Guards. They wielded powerful force pikes that could effectively block a Jedi's lightsaber, which aided them greatly in their work. They had robotic voices and were thought to be cyborgs. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And as always, may the Force be with you.